So yeah, number
There you
2's
go.
recording.
Perfect. Good, good, good. Where do we start? Cool. All right. Guess we can start up here. Hi. Do you have time or interest in for like a 10-minute YouTube interview?
I don't know that I have that much time. I'm supposed to be at my friend's house in 10 minutes.
Right.
Awesome.
Yes.
What we're doing is today is we're both tapped into Orca, and if somebody's interested in chatting, we get right on the train and follow you on your way.
If you want to talk while I walk to, I have to get on the train to, when am I getting off? Pioneer Square.
Yeah, cool. If you're game.
Okay.
Cool. So what we're doing is we do street epistemology. So we talk to people about something that they believe, and then we look to the reasons that they hold those beliefs, and then we talk about whether those those reasons are based on good methods. So, for example, what methods do you use to figure out that things are true? Can you think of like some belief that you hold that might be interesting to talk about there?
I don't know that, I don't hold a lot of like really strong, I guess like religious beliefs. If it's like, I think epistemology of like religion.
Yeah.
Can I clip this on you?
Sure.
Just right there.
It can be anything. It doesn't have to be about religion. It can be about.
Trying to think of a good belief I got.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Red light is flashing. Is that make it on?
Please record it. The sound transit. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
If you
Cool.
just hit it once, it should be set.
That's good. We're still figuring out the tech here. Usually we do this sitting in a park. Today we thought we'd try riding the train. So.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I guess like a belief I have that's like timely is like I really believe in like democracy and like the process of like having a representative like republic is really what it is, but
Yeah.
like that sort of like system. Like I don't know that like our voting system is necessarily the best. Like I really believe in ranked choice voting.
Okay.
But I do think like democracy at its heart is a good thing.
So let's see if we can kind of like let's coalesce that into a statement of like that could be true or false.
Okay.
So so it could be like about democracy. It could be about ranked choice voting. Do you have anything in there that you could say would be like that you could bring down to a factual basis? Like maybe like do you want to say ranked choice voting is more effective than like I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I'll say ranked choice voting benefits the electorate by like ultimately giving people representatives that more people can agree upon.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Cool. First of all, like let's get to know each other. I'm Nick.
I am Kaitlin.
Kaitlin. It's good to meet you. I'm Nick. This is David. Yeah, and we've been doing this for a while. David is very, very experienced at this. He's been traveling the country actually, doing this in various places. We're both part of a community of people who do this. It's about examining critical thinking skills. I live out in Westport out on the Washington coast, which is why I'm Conversations on the Coast.
Okay, there you go.
But we're doing this under the auspices of Sound Epistemology, which is David's YouTube channel.
Nice.
And if you're interested, he's got a QR code you can scan for the channel, and you may show up on it at some point. Cool. So I'm sorry. Tell me your name again.
Kaitlin.
Kaitlin. I'm
Kaitlin.
Perfect. Sometimes it takes me a couple times. So, thinking about the ranked choice voting, like think about there may be several different reasons that you believe that to be true.
Yeah.
What would you say is the main reason that supports your belief that ranked choice voting is more effective for the electorate?
It gets more. Sorry, the train's coming. It gets more at people's beliefs about many people, and it gets more of like that gray area, like I can't think of a good word. It gets them more of that gray area, like their opinions and like committed to. Whereas like too often it's just like this or that or yes or no, and like when you're asking people to like rank who they want as a representative,
Perfect.
then you're getting their opinion on a lot of different people, even people that, like, if you ask them, do you like this person or that person, they might not say that person, but, like, they might prefer that person over this other person.
Okay.
If that kind of makes sense?
It kind of does. I mean, let's ask some clarifying questions to kind of get in that a little bit more. So one of the things that, like, a lot of the time we want to try to define our terms. And I think I understand what ranked choice voting is, but can you describe, like, what are the things about ranked choice voting? What are the key elements of
So in ranked choice voting, you're not just voting for necessarily just the person that you want to win. You're ranking all the possible candidates. So you're saying this would be my first choice, this is my second, this is my third, this is my fourth, and then they get different amount of, like, almost, you can think of it, I often think of it as, like, points. And so what comes out of that a lot of times is, like, someone that might not have been everyone's first choice, but a lot more people's, like, second or third choice, and so it's, like, more agreeable to the general group. There's a lot of different ways that it's done. Like, I know up in Canada and some of their elections, they do, like, the throw out, like, if they don't get to, they rank choice and, like, you don't get past a certain percentage, they, like, throw that candidate out and then look at the people's second choices.
Yeah. So you're talking about, like, the primary system that we have today. Yeah.
So, like, there's a couple, but, like, ultimately what it's getting at is that we're getting rid of this binary between this is what I want and this is what I don't want, and we're trying to, like, finesse out more of the, like, gray in between and really get at people's true beliefs. And I think it's, like, I don't know, I think it's more representative of a country where we have a lot of different opinions and thoughts.
Cool. And so when you say, like, so you said one thing about, like, what's more effective. When you say it's more effective, so one of the things you said was it gets closer to, like, reflecting people's thoughts. So tell me again, what's the main reason that you think that's more effective? Like, how does the ranked choice voting lead to that?
I think more people get to see their opinion in the Democrat, or, like, in the process.
Okay.
I also think that it helps people feel like their vote matters a lot more. Because it's not just, like, did my person win or not? There's a lot of, like, in between there. And so I think that it instills in the people that, like, in the countries that vote that way, more fervent dedication or, like, participation in the process.
So why is people feeling, I don't remember the words that you used, but you said that people, I will say, feel more bought in.
Yeah.
Why do people feeling better, why is having people feel better about the outcome, why is that a good reason to believe that it's more effective for the country or for democracy?
I think when people don't feel like they have any power in something, or they don't feel bought in, it's easy to just say, well, like, this isn't working for me, or this process doesn't work. But even, like, little things like that, like feeling like your vote matters more, then gets people to believe more in the system. They're more willing to, like, participate in democracy in other ways, in their local government. They're just, like, much more willing to be engaged.
Yeah, that's maybe a little easier for folks. Cool. So why is having people feel more engaged? Why is that more effective? Why is that a good reason to believe that it's more effective?
I think that to have an effective democracy, you have to have people engaged. Otherwise, it's becoming something else. It's on its road to becoming an aristocracy or a theocracy. Like, it's on its way to something else. The key is that like it's in the word, like democracy, like means like people are
Yeah.
involved.
So I think what you're saying is, I think we're shifting the definition of what effective is.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what you're saying, like I'm not trying to put words in your
No,
mouth,
you're
just trying to validate that I'm hearing you right. It sounds like you're saying that ranked choice voting helps drive participation so that more people participate in democracy, and that we think leads
think
to.
That's definitely part of it. I also think
Yeah.
that part of it is that, and also I think this is my stuff.
This is you. That's fine.
But I also think that like they, we all can rank things.
Yep.
And it is also going to create a setup where people are happier with the outcome.
Okay. So we'll follow you off, but then
Okay.
we'll stay on the
Okay.
platform as
Good.
you go. I just have one more question, which is why is having more people engaged and participating in the system, why is that a good reason to believe that ranked choice voting is better?
I think that's what democracy is founded off of, like a true democracy, which few places really have anymore, because it's not, like that's truly when everyone comes together and always votes, and really we're voting for like representatives who vote for us, but I think that like that's the premise all of this was built off of, is that we want to hear what everyone has to say, and that the society and the social contract and everything will be better if we all have an opinion and we value like varied opinions and hear them out and all that. Like that's at the root of all of this. And
Cool.
So I think you only get an effective democracy if you actually have people participating.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's good. I know you have someplace to be.
I do.
This is a conversation I feel we could go way deeper, but
yeah,
it was great to meet you,
probably.
Kaitlin.
So nice to
All
meet
right,
you.
take care.
Take
All
care.
right, thank you.
So where are we?
Pioneer Square.
Oh, okay, cool.
Um,
Do you want to talk about that real quick?
yeah, let's
Okay.
debrief, and then we'll see if there's other people around, and then we can go. I'm going to turn this off because we don't need multicam for
Yeah.
this, and that'll allow us to
Yeah.
save some battery.
And her lav mic wasn't placed very well.
Okay.
That's my fault.
Um,
It actually shifted, but it's fine.
So I had a hard time with that one in terms of driving the conversation, and I was trying to get it down to a truth claim.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can approach that statement as a truth claim, right? Ranked choice voting is more effective for creating a better democracy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's like a multi-level building, and I feel like we got maybe two levels down, and we needed to get 10 levels down, because the place I was starting to go in my mind at the end there, when she was saying, like, I loved where we got to. I love where we got to. Ranked choice voting makes more people feel like they're participating in the system, and so more people will participate. But then, like, why is more people participating
Why is that
better, right? It's like I talk to people all the time. Like, there's a lot of people, I'm like, do I really want you voting?
Well, what I was
So-
chomping at the bit was,
Yeah.
how are we measuring this? How are we measuring this?
How do we measure effectiveness? Okay, good.
Better, like, how are we measuring?
I'm waiting for the time when I have a chat when you can't take me to that place that I didn't get to before. But I guess always having multiple voices will
Yeah,
help.
how are we measuring this?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
why is that a good way to measure stuff?
Right. Yeah. I love that.
But I thought it was great.
Yeah, and that's part of where I was getting to. I was trying to get to, like, getting to a metric, I think, is good, because I did ask the questions, like defining our terms, like what does effective mean? Yeah,
Right.
but I think getting to, okay, how would you measure that? How do we know? How can we tell definitively more effective, less effective? Yeah, thank you. That's where I was having trouble with it, and I was unable to get to something because it felt like things were really squidgy. But yeah, if I were able to go to, Yeah. How do you how do we define effectiveness? Now let's make it a measure, not just a value statement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
No, that's good.
that's the benefit of having a test, is because you
Yeah.
can measure,
Yep.
and you can take data and you can kind of track it over time if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
But just because we have a measurement doesn't, I mean, doesn't necessarily say anything about the reliability or the
Right.
sufficiency of the measurement.
Yeah.
And how it
Yep.
connects with, like, how are we telling this is what we're seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to say before I?
Now, just the other, like the meta social aspect of things, I felt a little weird being two men approaching a young woman for a conversation and then getting off here on an empty platform and continuing the conversation, which is something that if we weren't acting ethically could have been an unsafe situation for her.
Yeah.
And so I'm struggling with that from an ethical perspective. It's like we know that we're acting in good faith.
Yeah.
Did she know? Was she feeling safe or unsafe in that moment?
Yeah.
Like, kind of one of the things I had imagined about this is that we would say goodbye to people on the train and then we would go on maybe to the next stop so we're not following them off.
Yeah.
But this felt like we hadn't quite finished the conversation, so maybe we think about that like next time.
Yeah. Another thing that was going through my head is if she wanted to know how, you know, where this was going and giving her a chance to get information, like scanning the QR code or whatever.
Oh yeah. You didn't get. I thought you.
No, she was in a hurry.
Oh okay.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
but that's what was going through my head when I was like, you know,
Right.
should we get off with her so that we have the opportunity to
Yeah.
A, finish
Yeah.
your question, and then
Yeah.
B, if she wanted to know where this was going.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but it feels like it's a
I
better
hear ya.
container if we say goodbye to them as they get off the train
Yeah.
and then we go on to the next.
I hear
or,
ya.
You know, because like the last conversation, like we ended up at the same restaurant
Right.
that the guy we were talking to was going to, and completely unintentionally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't have the benefit of having, you know, that point of view, getting off, you know, like what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. So
See something suspicious? Please report it to sound
Why don't we grab the next train and maybe we should go all the way down to CTAP and then see if we can get somebody that's getting off from the airport. There's probably a pretty good stream of people, and they could be heading arbitrary place to
Okay.
home.
go towards. Did you say that we can go to the state? Well, yeah, we can go to the stadium from here. Go that way.
Oh, stadium. Yeah, stadium is
From-
another example. I was thinking we could go all the way down to the airport.
Yeah, from the airport
And
towards
then,
the stadium.
and then from the airport, then head north. Yeah, because there's only one stop past
And
the
that
airport.
might put us close to, like, I don't know.
I have
Baseball.
no idea when the game is going to be over. It's usually what, like 3 hours, 4 hours?
Well, they did change. They put it like a pitch clock, so now the game goes a little quicker, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's probably 3 hours from there. We'll see. Cool.